Jon Stewart on his program even after he said that. That's really not a very good colleague, is it, ladies and gentlemen? I'm just bringing it up. Jon Stewart has had some problems with me because I called him out for exactly what he is. And I want to remind you that when this little country of Israel, the only democracy that I'm aware of in the Middle East, was under attack by the Islamo-Nazis in the Gaza Strip, Hamas, a terrorist organization recognized as such by our own government, Jon Stewart, Mr. Comedy, started to attack Israel. And then he has defenders who accuse those of us who accuse him of being a good-for-nothing, of having a fascistic mindset. I thought he was a comedian. Isn't it funny how one moment he can be a comedian and the next minute he's a philosopher? Well, he's really neither. How many writers do I have, Mr. Producer? Open up your microphone. How many writers do I have?
0.
0. Right. Thank you. He's got 10 or 12 or 15. Remember they went on strike and Jon Stewart had to do something else. He doesn't like the fact that I said he changed his name, but he did change his name. Apparently he changed his name because he didn't like his father. So he changed it from Leibowitz to Stewart. Okay, fine. Why didn't he change it from Leibowitz to Goldberg? Or Goodstein? Or Schwartz? I just noticed it. I'm commenting on it. So what? He does a lot worse on his show. Carefully edits clips and people's statements and use it against them to trash them. Then he has his audience there, throws them a few Hershey's Kisses, and they clap on cue. Probably have an applause machine there. Clap. Oh, yeah, let's clap. I don't remind you what this guy said. I don't think it was 2012, Mr. Producer. It had to be more recent than that. It's this year. July of this year. Jon Stewart. We'll call him by the name he wants to be called. Jon Stewart. Cut one, go.
Of course, while ISIS is a new Middle East catastrophe, don't worry. The area is not pulling Catastrophe Classic off the shelves just yet.
Tonight, Israeli tanks are positioned outside the entrances to Gaza, awaiting orders to invade as the aerial bombardments from both sides continues.
Mwah! Tastes great, more killing. Look, both sides are engaging in aerial bombardment, but one side appears to be better at it. Most Hamas rockets are neutralized by Israel's Iron Dome technology, and Israeli citizens can even now download a warning app.
You'll get it on your phone, and you'll know exactly what city is being targeted and when it's being targeted.
Well, that's the $2.99 version. The free version... In the free version...
Stop. Is this funny? Is this a cutting-edge comic? Pretty cheap jokes, if you ask me. Yeah. The difference is that Israel's not targeting cities. They're targeting terrorists who are hiding in the cities and hiding behind women and children. But it's lost on Stewart. Go ahead.
Watch a clip of Transformers 4, and then... if you can get it off the screen, they'll tell you where the bomb is going. So Israelis seem to have a high-tech smartphone alert system. How are the Gazans notified?
Basically, a small mortar explosion on the roof of a building, which serves as an Israeli warning of an upcoming airstrike.
So the Israeli military warns Gaza residents of imminent bombing with a smaller warning bombing.
Let's stop there for a moment, too, because the guy's a moron. First of all, it's the Israelis warning the Israelis about incoming attacks on Israelis. And it's the Israelis warning Palestinian citizens about pinpointed attacks on terrorists hiding in buildings and in their community. It's funny how it's lost on comedian Jon Stewart and all of his comedy writers. It's not even funny. It's stupid. It's not even rational. Go ahead.
An amuse boom, if you will. And then, at that point...
There they are, the clapping seals.
At that point, what are Gazans supposed to do?
The Israeli military telephoned the neighbor to warn them to evacuate, but they only had 3 minutes.
Evacuate to where? Have you seen Gaza? Israel blocked this border. Egypt blocked this border. Were they supposed to swim for it?
All right, let's stop there. They elected Hamas as their government. I don't get it. They're not supposed to elect terrorists to run their country. or their territory. And he doesn't talk about all the money that's been poured into the Gaza Strip by governments all over the world, including the Israelis. And what was done with that money? Building tunnels? The guy tries to create a moral equivalency. There is no moral equivalency. That's because he's a left-wing ideologue. He's a self-hater. He doesn't hate himself, but he has all the earmarks, all the markings, I should say, of a self-hater. Stewart. That's it. Now, remarkably, ladies and gentlemen, the reason I've decided to play this is because over at one of our favorite websites, Breitbart.com, Jordan Schachtel has a piece dated yesterday. And the title is Yasser Arafat's Widow, Time to Recognize Israel and Condemn Hamas. Did any of you hear Jon Stewart condemn Hamas? Did any of you hear Jon Stewart condemn what Hamas is doing to the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip? Did any of you hear Jon Stewart call Hamas a terrorist organization in that clip? No, you didn't, because he's an ass. And here's the piece at Breitbart.com. The widow of deceased Palestinian Authority Chairman Yasser Arafat said it was time for the region's Arabs to recognize the state of Israel and that armed struggle to eliminate the Jewish state's existence was no longer a plausible idea. Quote, we need to clearly express the recognition of Israel. No one can doubt its existence, she said. Arafat, however, did not say whether she believed Israel has a right to exist, only that it does exist. Well, you know what? For her, that's pretty significant. Speaking on the 10th anniversary of her husband's death, Suba Arafat was also noticeably dismayed at the actions of Palestinian terror group Hamas. Quote, since Hamas took over the Gaza Strip, the Fatah leaders and buildings were attacked, she stated. She said that Hamas is ruining the futures of Gaza youths, committing genocide upon its own population. Quote, she said, Hamas has taken the people in the Gaza Strip as hostages. When I see what is happening in Gaza, it's just genocide. This generation grew up with violence, without education, with only a hope of emigrating. I hope that Hamas will finally understand that it should work towards peace negotiations. They said my husband was an obstacle to peace, but we saw what happened to peace after his death. Now, I could read on, but no need. Who sounds more rational? John, formerly Leibowitz, currently Stewart, or Yasser Arafat's widow, Suba Arafat? None of what she said here was used in Johnny Stewart's fun fest there, was it? No. You see, Jon Stewart, it's not about the right to criticize Israel. You can criticize Israel all you want if you do it rationally, if you use facts, but that's not really what you did. You made a moral equivalency between a terrorist organization that slaughters its own people and slaughters as many Jews as it can, and a democracy where little pipsqueaks like you, no talent little pipsqueaks like you, can bark all you want.